Why I love my Ford Transit 150 mid-roof when it's cold outside and we just went to the park. It's because there's room enough for everybody to have a blanket in there over their seats and a garbage can under the seat. Well, garbage right there. And everybody has a basket that has a jacket and sometimes gloves and a little pillow if we've been traveling far, and a winter hat and some hand sanitizer for each person, a jacket, like a lighter jacket and a heavier jacket, a summer hat if it's summertime. You can kind of switch these things out, an extra mask in case they've forgotten one or I've forgotten one for them, and anything else. So here's the little basket for one of them, and it just fits under the seat, and they each have one. And then here's the blankets for each person, and our travel snacks bucket. And I can fit emergency kits in the back, and I can put bikes in the back. Oh, and did I mention I can stand up in my car? It's really great to be able to get to kids
without bending down
and help. And it's like a small bus. I can just come in the aisle right here and get to her and get her seatbelts on. And I usually just use this side door that I just came in to get out. Oh, hey. And if there are friends around, we can take them in the van and even social distance because the van's so big. Just kidding. So I usually just get into the van here on the side and then just slip through into the front because I have to be here anyway to help kids. I don't have to go around and go get in my side. Ooh, screaming. That's why I like the Transit 150 mid-roof when it's cold outside and we've just been to the park. Why I love driving my Ford Transit 150 mid-roof. It's pretty high up there. Because I feel really high up off the ground like in a truck. In fact, it is the same engine as the Ford F-150 truck. So it feels sturdy, powerful, enough, and it makes me feel like I'm in a truck, but yet I can carry kids, like almost as many as I need, many as I want, many as I need for sure. Anyway, it has big mirrors. Let me show you the big mirrors. Big mirrors on the side. Nice console. Everything's right here where I need it. And then I love the big, huge windshield. I just can look out and see everything. There's no feeling claustrophobic or anything like that in this car. I usually just enter from that side door and get into my seat, and I love, again, feeling high up. You can see everything. There's a backup camera. Let me show you the backup camera in action. Love the backup camera. I've gotten to know how to use that, and again, all the mirrors. But that's why I love driving the Ford Transit 150 mid-roof. It's true, everybody can see you coming, and they know who we are in our neighborhood. But you know what? I've actually seen 2 of these being driven just even at our school. So I know there's others, and they seem to be becoming more and more popular. I have a good friend that has a Ford Transit 350, so much longer than mine, and it's not a mid-roof, it's just a normal van, but it's 350, so it's really long. Ours is the 150, so it's short, just like it's about the same length as a truck. It's not that much different, so it's just taller. I can go through all of the drive-thrus. The only thing that I have found that I can't go through is an underground parking lot. There's one of those uptown that I can't go under because it's a 9-foot clearance, Anyway, but I can go through all the drive-thrus, all that. That's been not a problem. There was only one time that I backed out of a drive-thru before anybody was behind me because the drive-thru had tree branches coming down too low for me and probably other cars too, so I just backed out. But if their tree branches were under control, I could have fit through just fine. So anyway, I'm loving it. At the bank, sometimes the banks have higher, the little, you know, when you're out in the parking lot, when you go through the drive-through at the bank, it's a little, I have to bend down a little bit lower to get the, what's it called? Anyway, to get the little money carrier that gets sucked back and forth. But some of the banks have a higher one that you can drive through for higher cars, and so that's not even an issue. And then like drive-throughs for food, it's nice because I'm up and high. The window is high enough, just par with their window. So yeah, I'm loving it. I feel safe in it when there's a storm or whatever. Even though it's tall, it doesn't seem like the wind bothers it that much. I have noticed a slight difference. That's when it's windy. It catches the wind a little bit more, but not that much. So it's not really a big deal. The windows are really big in the back. It's hard to see out the back a little bit. I use my mirrors a lot more than I did with my minivan. But once I've gotten used to it, I love it. So that's why I love driving my Ford Transit 150 mid-roof. So also a few more things to consider when looking at buying this car is, will it fit in your garage? It fits in mine, but we have a tall garage that we specifically requested when we built our home. So you might want to consider that it might not fit in your garage, which is okay. You can just park outside if you need, but under a carport or whatnot, it might not fit. So some final things that I love about this car. I'm sitting here in the back, there's plenty of room. We removed a seat. It originally seats 10, but we took out a 3-seater in the back just so that there's cargo space. We use a lot of the space with our businesses, so we needed the space, but also when I'm not using it for business, we can put our bikes in there or whatever we want and just go to the park on a nice sunny day. It's just never an issue, it's never a problem. The other thing is we were able to add a hitch, and this car can tow up to 5,000 pounds. I saw on Ford.com they say 5,000. Edmunds.com said 5,400, and I also saw 5,300, I think, on Cars.com. So somewhere between 5,000 and 5,400 pounds it can tow. And we were able to add a hitch. If you're planning on towing with it, you have to make sure that you've got the tow package installed underneath there. I can show you. So we just took it to the U-Haul store and added a hitch right there. There's also plenty of like cup holders and stuff, which I love because I can have a drink. I can also have like a lotion or hand sanitizer bottle or whatever that I want access to all over. And then as far as length, I talked about length. This is the 150. I parked just the other week at a store. I parked right next to another Transit, and it was a 350. And I tried to park so that the front of our cars were just equal, so that I could get a good comparison of just how much longer the 350 is. So here's a picture of that. I highly recommend this car as a mom, like instead of the minivan, which was great too, but I feel like this was an upgrade. I feel like if anybody needs help moving or whatever, it's like we have a truck on hand. But also my kids can come with me. So I feel a little more empowered because I can do whatever I need. I don't have to wait for somebody with a truck, you know? So if I want to go pick up a piece of furniture or something that I found on classifieds or whatnot, I can go, and I don't have to wait for somebody with a trailer or a truck. So, and yeah, like, love this car. If you have any questions for me, I can include a link below, or you can just put it in the comments and then I can respond. But yeah, loving this car as a mom of 3, and I'd highly recommend it if you have more than 3. Obviously, because there's just plenty of room. That's my review of the Ford Transit 150 mid-roof. Ours is year 2018, and by the way, it was one of the lowest priced vans out there that we could find. We paid $25,000 for this car, and I just thought that was so great because we had researched Suburbans and everything else, and they all like started at $45,000. This was a cheap option that fulfilled our needs, and I love it. It's really cold outside. Whew, better get in my van. One final thought I almost forgot. These seats that you're seeing in our vehicle are not typical. These are custom captain's chairs that came with this used vehicle, and they were just already in it, and we loved them and got it partially because of these custom captain's chairs. We got our car from Enterprise Van Sales out of California. We had it shipped to us, and so the other thing I want to say about that is that this car is kind of hard to find, because usually there's a lot of the crew vans in this model, but we wanted the passenger model, obviously with the windows in the back so that kids could see out. So the passenger mid-roof Ford 150 was a little bit hard to find, so that's why we had to have it shipped in from another state. And again, we found it through Enterprise Van Sales. They had it, and the custom chairs were already there. So, so just so you know, these chairs are not the ones that they come with, so make sure to check that out. Happy car shopping! Again, I love this vehicle.